grand in one night or anything
No.
crazy like that. That's
No,
good.
I've lost it doing dumber stuff, bowling in Turkey. My guitar player beat. We were doing this USO thing a few years ago. We had a couple of days off. We were in Incirlik, Turkey. This is the place where they train all the guys for the IDs and stuff. So we're up there playing for them. Then we had a couple of days off. They gave that little bowling place, pizza place on the base. They gave us for a night, so we could just kind of unwind and catch up because those tours are grueling, man. And so of course I have a couple of beers and some pizza, and my guitar player Marlon doesn't drink, so we started hustling bowling together. Lost 80 grand.
Oh man.
Which I was upset, but I wasn't as upset because at least it went to one of the people in my band who
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Just losing somebody. Better losing to the
that was
house.
stupid.
What was it? You know, we just
And I pulled a 220.
Is
What?
that
And I
right?
lost.
Oh,
wait
my
a second.
God.
You guys are not bowling with handicaps or anything, right?
No.
Somebody bowled better than 220.
Yes.
Who did
Marlon,
really?
guitar player.
What did he bowl?
I can't remember. It was better than 220.
Jesus. I mean, is he a ringer? This
So,
guy-
I can hit. When we were bowling in Haiti, I can average 160. We're both pretty good bowlers. We used to have a little bowling league over here in Mount Clemens and Roseville. Where, kids coming up, me and Cracker and everyone.
Yeah.
So it's not like I've never done it. And God, that stung.
Ooh, wait, no, wait.
I don't know
What
why I even brought that up.
if he,
That was kind of stupid.
what if he had lost? How was he going to make that up?
Oh, I write his checks. Have your garnishing wages?
And, ooh, I mean, certainly you can manage that. without
He
too much
writes
problem.
with me, so he does pretty good.
Yeah.
He wrote the last couple of records with me, so that publishing does pretty well for
Oh,
me.
okay.
Yeah.
But if it hurt you, I'd have to believe it hurt him a little bit.
Yeah.
Jeez. We should take a break. I do want to mention again, in the Artist Den, Kid Rock tonight at 10 o'clock on Channel 56. Aired Saturday, and everybody's seen anything of that just loves it.
The cool stuff is the Jungle Room.
Yeah, I'll
The people
bet.
that I saw people posting on the website, you can watch it on Hulu. You can see a half hour of it with commercials, but it's an hour special with no commercials.
Yeah. I understand you did 15 songs spanning your career.
Yep.
Basically, is the way they write it up.
I'll believe on that.
Yeah.
I-
The acoustic set in the Jungle Room, and
That's-
then you're in front of that. Was that your mock-up, the Highway 51 drive-through?
No, that's Elvis's
That's
car
there?
museum.
Oh, it's,
I don't
oh,
think it
that's,
was really is. I think it was just something they built after.
I see.
Where is that car museum, by the way?
It's
I
right
never
out
saw
back.
that. It's
It's right
back in Graceland?
Graceland.
No kidding. Wow.
Wait, is it or is it across the street?
Well, the Lisa Marie, the plane is across the street. Yeah.
No, I think it is across the street.
Okay.
I remember driving up to Graceland. It's across the street.
It's a nice set, man. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys play in the Jungle Room?
Right in the middle. We set up around one microphone and just jammed 3 or 4 songs acoustically.
Wow.
What a
That
ride
was
that
really
must have
cool
been.
stuff that I don't think they used enough of.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fine and dandy, the stuff with the boom cam that you see in every show, every award show. It's the same
Right.
thing. I was like, but sitting around playing with one microphone, and everybody with a tambourine or a guitar and just
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yeah,
That,
it does.
I just saw the little bit on Hulu. It's probably, a minute. It sounded really good. The band sounds great outside, though. And
fantastic.
Burning Love. Was that your first choice? I mean, do you think about some other Elvis tunes?
it would just,
Kentucky Rain? Or,
I was trying to work something into kind of a mash thing where it would flow into one song, the right key. So out of rock and roll, Jesus, I sing pretty good in B. I thought that'd be good. I just remember my dad doing that drunkenly, like in our little, had this little party room with piano and 8-track stereo and stuff. I remember just waking up and hearing like Burn Love and peeking around the corner and his buddies having the guitar, just jamming along to it. Just wasted. Just wasted.
it's a great song, though.
That's okay.
That was my inspiration.
I take it you didn't run into Scylla or anything like that. Priscilla?
No.
It's long gone.
No, Lisa Marie and Priscilla are so long gone.
Yeah,
But I did kind of make a
She's
mistake. I
gone
thought it
under
was
Me
kind of
Too.
a sacred thing. I'm like, before we did it, I'm like, is everybody cool with this? Because I want to make sure I'm not like, somebody,
Wouldn't be. That's, I mean, the whole thing's done.
I just want to make sure the family people, it wasn't like, some big wig that, owns it now. It's like he's doing it and that's the end of it. It was like, if everyone's cool with it, I'm cool with it. But I don't want to go in there,
If somebody's pissed off about it.
yeah.
Well, I did.
Who
They
left the mud stain in the jungle?
Yeah.
I believe they sold the Presleys are sold partially out of that, aren't they? About 85%.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I was kind of like, that's why I asked when I realized that. I was like, all right, is everybody cool that's been in this establishment that's been around? There's a lot of people that have been around for a long time. We were private. tour there once when I was down in Memphis doing something. And
Yeah.
I know these people are really close with the family and this, that, and the other. I said, "Is it cool?" I don't want to go in there. It's like, the kid, like,
Yeah. That's what you and I were laughing about earlier because he's been down there. But as to whether you went through the airplane,
detector?
the fan detector, fan detector.
I don't recall the fan detector.
No,
I remember the big, was that a 727 or something?
not it's like a 707, but it's not a 707, something like that. It's got the 4 inches. It's the old time though.
I've seen a lot of rock bands with planes.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Except, who's it? Iron Maiden? The guy that flies on the plane? They got a 747.
Wow.
What's his name? Is it Bruce? Is it Bruce?
Yeah,
He flies
Dickinson.
with the whole crew.
He does.
He flies the plane. It's in his city.
Oh my
How's
god.
that cool, man?
The stage center is like, please fly.
Oh, that's
Take
fantastic.
10 minutes.
How cool.
Got that captain's outfit. That you got, like, oh, he does the same gay captain's outfit. You wear. Yeah. The same one.
Wow, that's so neat. So not only we have the Artist Den tonight, and if you've seen the thing on Hulu, it is about half as long as the whole thing. I thought I saw the whole thing yesterday. Now I have to watch it tonight and see the rest.
Yeah.
And then the DSO show, Kid Rock and the DSO, tickets are on sale Saturday at 10 o'clock, Ticketmaster.com. So 2 things we need to know about today. And yeah, you are playing with the DSO. Unbelievable. May the 12th. So 12 days to recover from that. Chilling with the Kid Rock.
Chilling the most.
Woo! Yeah, chilling the most. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with Kid Rock. It's 9:40 at the Rip.
101 WRIF and WRIF HD1 Detroit. Drew and Mike in the morning.
They say it's super fruity and not complex at all.
101 WRIF. Everything that rocks.
All your life, you've been trading up. You exchanged the third floor walk-up for the house you had your heart set on. Well played. So now that you're comfortably situated in life, let's talk about your car. Introducing the Lincoln Exchange Sales Event. The perfect time to trade up to a new Lincoln MKX with best-in-class fuel economy. Because right now, your Lincoln dealer is combining exceptional offers with generous trade-in bonuses on a Lincoln MKX that also comes with 4 years complimentary maintenance. And if you think you're giving up horsepower for fuel economy, think again. Because the Lincoln MKX D6 delivers a robust 305 horsepower. The Lincoln Exchange Sales Event. Exclusively at your Lincoln dealer. Why just trade when you can trade up? Class of non-hybrid luxury midsize utilities versus 2011, 2012 competitors. EPA estimated 1950, 26 highway MPG. Coverage includes the maximum 8 regularly scheduled maintenance services. See dealer for qualifications and complete details.
We're here at Buffalo Wild Wings asking college basketball fans if you could lose 1 month to get more March, more of all this. Which month would you lose? 9% of fans said October. Top reasons? Too many kids hopped up on the nougat. And a guy with 1 pair of snow-fitting tights for his Halloween pirate costume, and his friends never let him forget.
Well, there you have it. You can never have too much March at Buffalo Wild Wings, your March headquarters for rackets, wings, beer, and sports.
If you're ready to make positive changes in your life, why not start with your body? Maybe you should consider liposuction to enhance your appearance. Here's Dr. Michael Gray of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa.
Hi, is it about time you look as good as you feel? I pioneered the Perfect Lipo. It's customized to your body to help you look your best today.
So, Dr. Gray, give me an example of what the Perfect Lipo does to fat cells to make my body look better.
Well, those problem areas that people complain of are resistant to diet and exercise. That's why they complain about them. And what I do is I eliminate those cells so you can't store fat there again. Any particular area that you're complaining about, we can treat with lipo.
And how do I figure out what's right for me?
We come in, we talk, we sit down, I examine, and we reach a conclusion together. You'll know exactly what you need to do.
Sounds great. For a complimentary consultation, call 248-538-3333 or visit anewyou.com.
Look your best today with the Perfect Lipo. Customized to your own individual needs. I'm Dr. Michael Gray. Call me today, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where our premium blend coffee is guaranteed fresh every 20 minutes. And for a limited time, you'll notice that our coffee is in a special cup, especially because you can roll up the rim of the cup, and you could win a new car. There are over $58 million in prizes available. You have a 1 in 6 chance to win. Drink great coffee, win great prizes. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Come in today and roll up the rim to win. No purchase necessary. Rules including regional price distribution, odds, and no purchase entry info available at participating restaurants and rolluptherimtowin.com.
this Saturday. Our second date with double the destruction and double the celebration. Band to the Bone for 30 years and back for its 30th anniversary. Gravedigger, the Band Fights Monster Jam. It's your last chance this year to see the 30th anniversary. Gravedigger, along with 3 Detroit debuts, Wolverine, Metal Militia, and Gravedigger the Legend. And tickets are still just half price. And keep us to the box office. This Saturday, Ford Field.
Earning a bachelor's degree is a great accomplishment, but it doesn't have to be the final accomplishment in your education. That's because there are advantages to getting a graduate education, like new possibilities and higher pay. At Oakland University, you can choose from more than 120 master's, doctorate, and certificate programs. Find the one that's right for you. Make plans to attend OU's Graduate Open House. It's on Wednesday, March 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Oakland Center banquet rooms right on OU's campus. Helpful staff will provide information on admissions, financial aid, and payment options. They'll answer your questions. Reservations are encouraged, so visit oakland.edu/grad. That's oakland.edu/grad or call 248-370-3167. Reserve a spot today at the Oakland University Graduate Open House, Wednesday, March 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. That's 248-370-3167. Learn about the power of possibility in an Oakland University graduate program.
Hi, this is David Hall, president of Shore Mortgage, with 3 important facts for homeowners in Metro Detroit. Number 1, mortgage interest rates are at 60-year lows. With today's low rates, you could really improve your monthly budget and your cash flow. Number 2, new mortgage programs are coming back to the market. So if you were unable to refinance your home in the past 12 months, now may be a great time to take a second look, including loans with no appraisal. Number 3, at Shore Mortgage, we're celebrating 26 years in the business, and we've lent billions of dollars to homeowners all over Metro Detroit and the entire country. Today, our 450-person team is ready to serve you. Call 855-SHORE-55. That's 855-SHORE-55. Or you can check us out on the web, shoremortgage.com. Call today. Don't delay. 855-SHORE-55. 855-SHORE-55.
Shore Financial Services, Equal Housing Lender, and ML System number 3038.
It makes sense to keep Michigan beauty protected. Bring your scrap to renew. It won't be rejected.
Yeah, I remember that feeling of being rejected at prom. It sucked.
What?
Junk metals at your house can sure add up quick.
Get it to Renew Recycling. Cash makes it worth a trip.
Old and broken auto parts. Renew sees them all.
Getting paid cash for that junk is a sure call.
Better than that call the stupid refs made in the last game. Honestly, was he blind?
Dude, seriously.
Nearly anything made of metal will get you paid in a flash.
Drive in, get weighed, and leave with your cash. Renew Recycling. 2 locations waiting to give you cash for scrap metal at the corner of Telegraph, Plymouth, and Redford, and at Michigan Avenue and Wayne Road in Wayne. Or call 313-531-4009. That's 313-531-4009. At Renew Recycling, keeping Michigan green doesn't just make sense, it makes you dollars.
You know, they actually give you cash, right? That's way better than a check or even some sort of tax credit or a gift card.
The 40th World Health, Fitness, Wellness, and Martial Arts Expo is coming back to the University of Michigan Dearborn Fieldhouse, Saturday, March 24th. Be a part of this event. Become a healthy vendor sponsor and be part of the program that helps healthcare charity. The health fair will provide health and holistic testing and resources for the public, and general admission is free. Call 313-815-8767 for vendor and sponsor information, or visit starsforcharityexpo.com. See stores like Gary Hariyuki Tagawa, Shang Tsung, and TJ Storm from Mortal Kombat, Star Trek, Hawaii Five-0, and Conan. See and attend a workshop with Don the Dragon Wilson or Cynthia Rothrock, martial arts superstars. Join in the excitement as Speed Big Breaker Guinness World Record holder Big Kevin Taylor of Detroit destroys 400 cement blocks in less than 1 minute at the Health, Fitness, Wellness, and Martial Arts Expo at the University of Michigan Dearborn Fieldhouse, Saturday, March 24th. For information on the event, call 313-815-8767 or visit starsforcharityexpo.com.
Well, WRIF HD1 Detroit. We're back with more Drew and Mike on 101 WRIF.
Just wouldn't witnessed it firsthand what a pain in the ass cell phones can be.
Can be.
You know, autographs too. Why do
How
all
many
these people
people
want
work here,
autographs?
by the way?
That was probably about a quarter of them.
Oh my Lord!
Seriously,
Yeah.
what do people do with all the autographs that they seem to want? I mean, I never see autographs. You'd think they'd be littered all over
I know.
everyone's house.
They're
as
at
much
home, treasured at home.
eBay.com.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
You weren't even off the stage at Graceland, and people are asking for your autographs. Like, he's live on stage right now. He's just walking up and saying, "Come on."
God almighty.
I don't know. Sometimes it gets a little frustrating, but you try to understand, like, if you were in that position.
Yeah, but and you choosing to stay here in Michigan for so much of for much of the year, right?
Yeah, I've been skipping out a little bit now that my son's
Yeah.
in college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we
You
get
must-
that little bit of snow, or it's the few days we had of the real freezing weather. I'm like, I don't have to be here for this.
Yeah.
What kind of career does he have in mind, by the way? If I'm not getting too personal. here?
Well, no, he's in Nashville in college, and he's studying music. Excuse me. He's got a band going.
Really?
And I sat him down. I was real honest with him. I was like, you should really learn the business because musically speaking, you're never going to be better than me. that's just what the odds say. Not to be a
The
dick,
odds.
but
One per family.
What management?
I told him to learn about publishing because I've written a lot of my own songs, and I just told him, man, if you don't have to deal with a bunch of snake attorneys for the rest of your life, when I move on and my days are gone here, and the stuff's laying around, and there's money being exchanged through hands, and everyone's trying to get a piece. If you understand a little bit of it, at least maybe you could just have a little more peace of mind.
Yeah, boy, you're not kidding. Words well said.
Hey, Mike, did you happen to see there's a little something special that walked into the building for...
Is that right?
Mr. Ritchie here.
I did. I missed that.
I think he's going to really be excited about it. Steve, Steve Galley, staff photographer, amongst other things.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I love that. Me and Uncle Bob. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's really, I think it's immensely cool.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
see
great.
it?
No, I
It's
gotta
a
see
picture of me and Seeger for people.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Listening.
What's that? Is that, oh, it's just a camera.
Chaos in the studio.
It sounded like a coffee. Oh,
That's
that's
cool.
awesome, man.
Yeah, that's
Look
great.
at that.
Can never have too many of those laying around.
Look at me, I'm looking for the trash can.
And you
Oh, come on.
All serious in the
and you and Bobby, God, you guys have quite a relationship going, man. You guys
Yeah,
have
how lucky
gotten
am I?
Pretty tight.
Yeah, how lucky am I? It's I'll tell you what the coolest thing is having him rehearse for his tours at my rehersal spot.
Oh, no, really?
Comes in with the whole band, so I got kind of my cars in there. It's where we run Made in Detroit out of, where our offices are. So just having the guys in there, like while they're jamming, I just kind of act like I'm like checking the air pressure in all my cars. Hanging out,
Did you go to an actual show?
Yeah, I went to a few of them. Sang with them, and wasn't the last one. I think I sang in Tennessee, and the one before that I sang with them in
You've seen
LA.
a lot of them.
How'd you like this show?
Loved it. I think he sounded better than the previous tour. I mean, his voice got so strong, got into shape. He's
Yeah.
like, he's really digging it and just in a great place. I'm the biggest Seeger fan there is. So,
I couldn't believe how good he sounded. I thought it was just a great tour.
He's
I want to
always
see
so
it
worried
again.
about his voice too,
Well,
which naturally, but I mean, he's got to be realize how good. Because I agree,
it's
I
hard to
think he
rock
sounds
and roll
great.
for all them years and then
Oh,
hit them high
yeah.
notes, man. Trust me.
Oh yeah, and then you got the smokes going, all that stuff. He's always,
He's 66. And,
yeah,
He sounds great for where he's at. I mean, I haven't heard him sound better.
And, and that show sold out everywhere, too, man. People have not forgotten Bob Seger as much as he's tried to make them forget him by not going out there. They will not forget him.
Took a pretty big vacation in there. He sure did.
Did you hear he went to the Grammys, too, just to get fired up?
I heard that. I just had Art Jr. came out for dinner on Friday. He's in town.
Oh, okay.
So you're catching up. He's like, yeah, Seeger went out to the Grammys. I was like, what?
Yeah, just for inspiration.
I'm like, who would put themselves through that?
By the way, I read a couple of pretty decent rock writers were saying they thought you really got snubbed not getting a Best Rock Album nomination.
I could honestly, care less. I really could when it comes to the awards and stuff. I love to go to the shows. I love to hobnob with the other musicians, catch up and see what everyone's been up to and shoot the breeze. And I really enjoy to go there and play and, to get the opportunity to go on in front of a lot of people and play your music. But,
It doesn't bother you that much. What's that backstage scene like, by the way? You know, with all the, I'm just envisioning the bathrooms just jammed with people trying to get in there and do a line. You know,
there's timers on the stall
I wouldn't know
like the gay hotel.
I wouldn't know anything about that, and quite frankly, I'm offended. It's just a long rail of cocaine leading to the stage with every artist lined up, you know, vying for position. Yeah,
that's how they get people on stage.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you it's like that. I actually might have gone this year. Hell.
Did you watch the show?
I'll tell you a good Grammy story years ago, because a lot of now, like if you go to the country side of things, everyone's super nice. All their dressing room doors are open. It's like a big family. A lot of that too in the hip hop world is the same way. A lot of these people know each other unless you get some of the big rap beefs or something. But most of all, people are really close. Now you get all these people together at the Grammys from every walk of music. And there comes some real egos in there. Like there was years ago, Hank Jr., one of Hank's guys was telling me a story of how Prince came through with his entourage and just pushed everyone out of the way.
Is that right?
Just came through there, like owned the place. And I like Prince's music, but, you know, it's a little bit of a turnoff. But I love Hank even more for this. So they said Hank got so pissed off, he pushed a bunch of his people out of the way, so he went and took a piss in his dressing room.
Outstanding.
How can you not like that guy? Come on.
That's great. Did you watch the show though? I mean, if you're not playing,
yeah, I did watch it.
Yeah, what'd you
I
think?
thought this one was actually one of the better ones this year.
We loved it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. You know, sometimes it can be brutal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought Bruno Mars was real good. I thought they had a pretty clever little routine together. Doing the James Brown stomp and stuff.
That dude is happening, isn't he?
I thought Coldplay actually sounded pretty good. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of theirs. I don't understand it in a lot of regards, but you know, I do like that song, that one song that got out. And,
The new one?
Yeah, the new one.
What's that?
Oh, Charlie Brown. Yeah, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
From the new album. Yeah. The one with it where he's in the video.
I can see everyone else likes a lot too.
I actually like Coldplay.
What's it called?
So the video where he's wearing the mascot head. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some good moments. I mean, Nicki Minaj watching that train wreck was almost.
God, that was brutal.
You're just like, wow, man. Who told her this was a good idea? Like, what type of people do you have to have around you for someone not to go like, hey, listen, we need to talk for just, I don't think that might, you know, might want to reconsider, like, you know, maybe we should just, you know, maybe we should actually have a good piece of music and then we could go with the theatrics and the antics.
Well, you wouldn't think she'd be that insulated yet.
Right.
Yet. Did you catch McCartney with all the Joe Walsh and
Yeah, I thought that was cool, the big guitar battle at the end.
Yeah. What a
I didn't know Grohl had chops like that, you know? He's a phenomenal drummer and a good singer and songwriter, and to see him ripping on the guitar was great.
That was a guitar war up there afterwards, yeah.
Had you ever met Whitney Houston?
I don't think so. I met Bobby Brown a couple times. that would make sense, right? You're like, right. Of course you did.
You know, I swear to God, I wrote that down last night, and I thought, I have a feeling he might know Bobby Brown, but not Whitney Houston.
I actually walked into this comedy routine by this black comic, D.L. Hewley. When I had Rev Run and Peter Wolf out with me on a tour one time, we went to see this D.L. Hewley guy's show, and we actually came in a little bit late. You know, it was one of these black comedy events, which was awesome. And I'm kind of a little late and walking through to the front row, and the guy stops, calls me the N-word. He's like, Kid Rock. He's like, hey. He's like, man, you like the white Bobby Brown. I just kind of cringed and sat in my seat. I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun night. It was actually pretty funny, though.
Wow.
Oh my God! How about McCartney? Did you get to?
I've hung out with Paul. You know, I had a few words with him, got some pictures with him now and then.
Cool
I remember
cat.
years ago at the Grammys, he's like, Kid Rock, stay out of trouble. I hit my mom. I was like, one of the Beatles just told me to keep it between the lines. He's always been real nice, man.
You were at his show for New York back in 2000,
Yeah.
after 9/11.
Yep, met him. I think that was where he told me that, actually.
Oh my God, that's too funny. And Jagger, you know, my God, you brought Jagger on, even didn't you?
Yeah, I've hung with Jagger a bunch of times.
Jesus Christ! And what's he like?
He's pretty. I don't have a lot to say to him. Like,
He seems
we
to
were
get
at a friend's house in New York not too long ago. And just kind of has these gatherings, and it's great because it's just like if you dropped the bomb on this place, there'd be no more rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's literally every hitter there, and so Jagger comes up and he's sitting there, he's like, so what type of music are you making these days, Kid Rock? And I'm like, just like rock and roll, kind of, just I like we stood there like kind of the uncomfortable 30 seconds. I was like, I don't know what to say to you, dude. There's a lot of stuff going through my head, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah, sound like an easy
I'm gonna
guy.
go mess with Mellencamp. He's more my speed. Like,
yeah, you sang with John at that show, that McCartney show.
I can imagine
Colleges.
him being tough to
Nice.
talk to, though, Jagger, for whatever reason. I don't even know why I would say that. but
yeah,
it's
Ronnie
just you.
Wood, completely the opposite.
Oh,
Like, just
Ronnie
out
Wood.
there, great, fun,
Oh, yeah,
chipper.
definitely.
And Jagger kind of has this thing, like, everyone will be like, say, at a gathering. He'll have to make sure he comes in at about midnight.
Yeah.
Cases, like,
the arrival.
he wants you to know, like, I'm the man.
Oh, yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
we knew that, you could have shut up on time. We already know that. You don't need to prove it anymore, all right? We know you are the man. We got it.
There's a great book by
I love you. Love your stuff, man.
There's a guy that wrote their fanzine named Bill German. It's like a monthly thing on the Stones. And Keith used to read this thing and thought it was like, God, this stuff about the band I didn't even know. And it was accurate and it was really good. So the Stones ended up hiring this guy. And he ends up loving Keith, loving Ron, and having a lot of business with the Stones because he can't put any pictures in there without Mick's approval.
Right.
And a couple times he screws up, and Mick, just absolutely goes ballistic. He's like, they weren't even bad pictures. There's nothing wrong with them. But he just wrote a book, and it gets pretty extensive into what those guys are really like, and it's all good. It's all good except Mick.
I've heard some great stories from our late friend Ahmet Ertegun, who started Atlantic Records and signed all these bands from John Coltrane to Zeppelin to the Stones, the Allman Brothers. I mean, you name them, Aretha, on down. So I got to spend some time with him. It is all over the world actually, and that cat was not short on stories.
Yeah,
I bet.
I'll bet.
Yeah,
we were actually. This is just a funny one. It was right after Devil Without a Cause, and I invited him up here to listen to some music. We were actually out at the Clarkston Cafe. We're having pulled pork barbecue sandwiches. I remember that, and he's just raving about how great how cool this place is, and the head of the label was there that I was signed to, and I was going through a little crazy period there where I was off, and maybe doing too much drinking and a few other things, and guys kind of giving me a lecture about it. And Ahmet just leans over after he takes a big bite out of his sandwich and says, "Hey, listen, man, some of the best rock and roll records ever made were made on drugs." And the head of the label's like, "Don't tell him that."
He signed Ray Charles, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ahmet Ertegun?
Yep.
Wow. Hey, I wanted to reprise a little bit of the conversation. We were talking about cars and your favorite cars, and you've got a few cars, and of course that's how you get to see Bob Seger. I guess pretend you're working on your cars. But when you're not around, the best path we have to find out what you're up to is Chelios.
Yeah.
He's a good link.
Yeah, he's a very good link. Yeah,
big one. We use him a
You
lot.
guys hang a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a great guy.
He's a great guy. Had him over for dinner last night.
Oh, no
Oh, see,
kidding.
there
He
you have
goes
it.
out to skiing at Pine Knob by himself, which is already cool, right?
He's skiing by himself,
Just
really?
snowboard out. He goes, "Oh, it was great, Rock, man. The runs were great. The bar was empty. Were you skiing or drinking?" Both. I said, "We're cooking. We're having chicken taco night. If you want to come by." So he came by at chicken taco. He's a great friend, good guy.
What an athlete. too.
Yeah, and he's so connected. He's so networked.
He knows everybody.
God.
Yeah,
He's
he does.
dialed.
The
Wow.
athletes, the musicians, the actors.
Out in California, too. I mean,
But I happen to know he's really into cars too, because the guys at B&B have reworked some vehicles for him and stuff. And I know I think, does he go late night cruising for vehicles like online and then make a few unfortunate decisions every now and
He
again?
did. He just had a couple cocktails the other night. And he goes, "Rock, I bought another Scout." He goes, "I'm just going to give it to you." I'm like, "You already gave me one." Like, don't be giving me your drunken buys. Give them to someone who needs them.
Any idea what he spent for that?
Probably $6 or $7 grand.
Yeah.
Buys these Scouts everywhere, and they're cool little cars. The old International Scouts. They got a little roof that comes off, they're like a little convertible, kind of like a K5 Blazer.
He just can't help himself when he goes by a dealership and just pops in and grabs another one.
He
goes
hasn't always
online.
made the best decisions. He bought a Bentley in Chicago once that I will not let him live down. I'm like, "You know what you look like in that Bentley driver? You look like a..."
Little light in the loafers, huh?
Is it alleged? Is it truly banned from your property?
I mean, I draw a 3-letter word real big on the window every time he drives it over and it's dusty.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Bentley, that does do something. I don't know. It's
kind of funny to see him drive
much.
it. He's got a really cool '66 Cadillac though, which
yeah.
I like drive that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Park the other one, drive that one around.
Yeah. Somebody was talking about, God, somebody's email. I already lost it. But anyway, it was talking about a Lincoln of yours, maybe 67 at Autorama.
Yeah, I think it's a
badass.
66 or 67 is down at Autorama. That's like my baby. I bought that actually from a guy downriver when I first made a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And had some things did to it, jacked the engine up to a custom crate Lincoln Mercury engine, but kept it all original.
Yeah, yeah. How many cars do you have? Quite a few?
Collectors, probably about, I don't know, 13, 14.
All
None
right.
of them are really high dollar, except I got a 1930 Cadillac, which is
1930.
His first it was a 100-point car. His first V16 to ever come off the line, like a
V16.
Yeah,
Oh
it's-
my God.
Wow.
Can a 1930 car be fast? That seems.
Oh, no.
So 16 cylinders.
Right, when you
though?
pop that head open, you see the 16 plugs sitting there. You're like, wow. It's great to, crack a couple beers and just sit out with some buddies, smoke a cigar, and walk around and look at it. I take it out maybe once a year.
What is the fastest vehicle under your roof?
Ford GT.
Oh, sweet. What year?
First year they came out, I got number like 14 or 15 off the line.
See what you think of this one. It's a 1929 Accord. You heard of that?
Accord?
Yeah, see what you think. I love
Honda
this car.
Accord?
Honda?
L29 Accord.
I can save you the time of showing it to me.
that car.
Oh, beautiful.
Wouldn't you love to have that?
Beautiful,
I wish
yeah.
you'd buy that so I could get a ride in it. I love that car.
I like it.
L29 Accord. They made them in Chicago, just a few hundred of them.
And it got a Michigan blue going too, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Pretty sweet the way it came out in 1929, that car.
Gangster white walls with the spinners.
I love those. Aren't white walls cool?
Yeah.
White walls are awesome. What's the oldest car you've got?
That 1930 Cadillac.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I bet that's a beauty.
It is.
We don't. Before we get too far off the track here, everybody's dying to hear you say something about this, and I think everybody's appalled over this Free Press Susan Tompor piece about Made in America.
Oh yeah,
Made in Detroit. Made in Detroit.
What else can I say? I said it on the website.
Oh, that was a great
By
letter.
the way,
you wrote. That was awesome.
WRF and Made in Detroit are now doing business together.
Yeah, that's
all
right.
All our shirts are coming from Made in Detroit.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess there isn't a whole lot to say about it. I mean, I didn't really hear anybody jumping on her side of this thing.
I'll tell you one more
I'm
thing
just
I'd like to
wondering.
say
I'm
about
just wondering who she's friends with because my guy Tommy called me that runs Made in Detroit and was like, he told her from day one, if you're just looking to do a story on that, we don't actually make the stuff in Detroit, and 98% of textiles are imported from somewhere. Everyone look at your tag and your shirt standing in his room. I guarantee it's all China and everything else. And we have tried to take steps, and we will eventually get there. We got big plans, what we're doing it for, and we've never done anything but try to use it as something that's positive and great for the city and make a lot of money and donate it to places we think that are doing good things in the city. I mean, it's like, I don't need the aggravation of saving a company in bankruptcy, and I never wanted to start a clothing company. If I did, I'd just start Kid Rock Clothing and make twice the money, 5 times the money. This was somewhere I could create some jobs and do some things. It was just, it kind of it just really angered me. I felt really bad at first. Like, why would somebody attack me? You can attack me on a lot better things. If you really want to write a screw job story, I mean, go for it.
Well, I would think your charitable efforts are the one thing that you would not get attacked on, not in this town. I mean, it just seems like friendly fire.
Or at least, put him in the article is fair. Like, he gave her all the info of like, look at, you can, it's fine. You want to print that, that might be interesting to some people, but at least go. But he knew from day one, he goes, I think someone's trying to do a hack article on us.
Yeah.
And he knew it from day one. And then sure enough, it came out and I was like, first I was saying, everyone's just like, just let it die. Don't even give him the satisfaction. I'm like, I couldn't help it. I'm like, I can't help it. I'm like, I'm just too, just, God.
That letter you wrote was fantastic, and I'd give anything. I think I'd pay anything almost to see the look on her face when she read that thing.
Well,
especially the
you get so
upwards.
sick of having corporations nowadays and all this stuff where you have somebody trying to be politically correct around every corner and apologize and say something the right way and give a very political, astute answer, this, that, and the other. No one can just tell you to go F yourself anymore. Like, screw you, man.
Right,
why are you on my back?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that
exactly
first
what you did,
line
which was
is
great.
is the whole, let me first start off by cordially inviting you to go F yourself. And it's so funny, her picture's right here.
picture
I'm
is what kills me. I know.
She looks like she's just gotten the word.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think I hate that. It's not fair anymore that everyone gets to voice their opinion, whether it be in press or on the internet, and they get to do all this stuff, but they get to do it behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get to put you on Front Street, but yet they're behind closed doors. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, write whatever you want, but put yourself out there and let us know who you are. If you have an opinion, stand up behind it. Say who you are, because it gets so frustrating. You know, you get people telling you to go F yourself, and you're like, wait, who are you? I at least want to be able to yell at you if I see you at the bar.
Pick a better target, though. I mean, my God, they, you know, in your response, there's then a list of all these charitable organizations you've been involved in. How much time are you spending on your charitable efforts? I mean, it's got to be
nuts.
significant.
It goes
Once you open the door up, you know, for years, everything I did, I kept pretty low. And then, you know, just having the foundation, being able to do a lot more than I was already doing, just, you know, it feels good to be able to do it. And I'm very, you know, blessed to be in a position that I can do it. But man, it's quite I mean, opening up that floodgates, it's like you'd believe, you know, just the letters that we get and the people that I meet. I mean, you can't really go anywhere without somebody who has something they really believe in, with people that need help, this, that, and the other. But I mean, it's some days you get frustrated. It feels like it's all falling on my shoulders because I've been willing to do stuff. So now everybody has an idea. I mean, it would be every day. 4th of July, we want you to come here and do an annual pig roast. We want you to do something here every Christmas. We want you for Thanksgiving to this. And like, I mean, I got to make some tunes, man.
Yeah.
Well, how often do you have to say no? I mean, it's got to be.
It's every day.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, there's no end to it.
That's
just it.
exhausting.
If you
And I mean, the
yes,
heartfelt letters that just come from people that find out how to get to you. I mean, they come to restaurants that are frequent. They come everywhere. They get people show up at my parents' house. I mean, they go.
Oh, man.
And it's hard to get upset because these are people that believe in what they're doing and want to help people. And for some reason think I'm the end all to do it.
Yeah.
And,
well,
I'm sure they send stuff here.
Yeah. And then when you start doing things,
And then when someone kind of gets a little angry, like you're not helping them, really gets you upset because you're like, how much is enough? You know, how much, you know,
you
we all
can't
just
paint-
did a little bit. It'd be cool. Like, I feel like I got the weight of the world sometimes on your shoulders. And I've never complained about being, you know, in the position I'm at with music, you know, even though it's got its ups and downs. You never hear me talk about the downs, but this is one thing where, like, man, it can get you down sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, the Kid Rock Foundation, over $1 million has gone out the doors. The Kid Rock Foundation just since 2010. Is that right?
Yeah.
$1 million since 2010, 2 years.
And look at all those charities. Look at that endless list. Of people that help. Well, yeah. Then you look around, and it's, you know, I mean, some of the others who are very successful that aren't carrying any kind of a load like.
Well,
this.
I mean, I can't say that to be true though, because I know a lot of people do. And they just don't voice it.
Yeah.
I did that for a while. There are a lot of people helping out that just don't voice it. And sometimes I think I messed up by voicing it. But, you know, by voicing it, I've also been able to raise a lot of money on my own. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Hey, kids donated to Mittens for Detroit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw that. That's jumped right off the page. Yeah.
I know how that happened.
We know her. Yeah.
How can anyone turn her down? Habitat for Humanity, Friends of Belle Isle, American Red Cross, Coalition on Temporary Shelter, Capuchin Soup Kitchen, Carmanos Cancer. Oh my God, Wayne State University scholarships. That's through Made in Detroit, right?
Yeah. All this stuff I do on behalf of Made in Detroit and Badass Beer and the Kid Rock Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always mention because a lot of those hands touch each other. Whenever we're doing one deal, a lot of deal comes up, whether it's for Badass and Kid Rock or Made in Detroit and this, that, they all kind of wash each other and, you know, rub each other's backs. So, you know, I always mention that all three of these things are the reason why we can do a lot of this. You know, Made in Detroit and Badass are the reason why I've been able to help people, you know, buddies that helped me out when I was young, give them jobs outside of, you know, the regular 9-to-5s they had, and hire other people on the outside of that, and keep all these mom and pop realtors. People say, why don't you just start a Made in Detroit store in Detroit? Because we'd put a bunch of our mom and pop stores out of business. Now, that's why we don't have a store. You know, we have our internet, and then, you know, we tried, you know, I've never taken a dime from this company, which this lady knew that read the article. So it's like, if I haven't taken a dime, I've actually lost, you know, I'm not going to lose money in the end. Trust me. I'm not an idiot. And this is a business at the end of the day, and it's there to make money. But I've never taken a dime from it till this point, bought it out of bankruptcy, and have tried to, and I think if you talked around town and asked people that sell our stuff, it's really helped their businesses. A lot of them have told us that they would die without it. Their business would go away. So
It makes you wonder where she was at. I mean,
place.
and like you say, you guys gave her all that information. She had all that to work with. And
Don't you guys got like the sample of why you hating? I'm sure you guys got one of the sound bites in there somewhere.
And you did cancel your free press subscription, right?
Totally.
Good.
And I feel bad too because there's some good people there. Brian McCullum over the years I've done articles with, but I just kind of had to put my foot down for a little while and say, you know what, this ain't cool.
No,
I'm not going to support you for.
I would have almost thought an editor would have said, this is really why I don't know. It just was attack out of nowhere for no reason, and I don't know why.
That's what I couldn't figure out. Like, what is the point of this?
Yeah,
there's a way to get your point across, but have I been?
I know.
Let's take that evil Detroit basher Kid Rock down.
Yeah.
I'm from the Free Press. What's up my butt?
I think most people know that T-shirts aren't made in Detroit. They're not made.
But
in the USA for the
over
most
90%
part.
of our stuff is made in America. I mean,
That's
way
very
before this
high.
started with that, I try to get it done with my touring stuff. Just because that's what I believe in. Not to satisfy anybody's, not to cover my tracks. I give a rat's ass about covering my tracks. I am who I am. If you don't like it, have your opinion. If you want to hate me for it, fine. I think that's kind of dumb in this day and age when people have their opinions and we just hate them for it.
Yeah.
You can have your opinion and we can still get. I mean, hell, I'm friends with Sean Penn. Talk about different opinions, but you know what? We get along and have a good time together. You can still have different opinions, man.
Did Chelios tell us he was on the? Did Chelios hang with you and Sean Penn?
Oh yeah, they're buddies now too. Yeah, I don't
I don't think Chelios meets anybody who doesn't meet a friend.
Unbelievable.
He's easy to like, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk about all these things that you've done. What is a day like for you? I mean, I'm just trying to what your life is like. What's a typical?
A lot of
day
moving
for
around.
you?
It just depends. Well, I'll tell you what my week is. This week, it's obviously coming to do this run out. Cracker's going to use the rehearsal hall, so get him set up for rehearsal. We're trying to find a spot where we can. My studio's tore down, so I want to record somewhere. I want to start with the band, just recording. We have the record written, so we're going to try to get a setup going to record that. Wednesday, I'm playing the Houston Rodeo. It's a military night. Thursday, I got a show in Tulsa. I got Friday off, and I played 2 shows in Thackerville, and then I'm going on vacation for a week.
Wow.
Anywhere? Well, I won't ask where you're going on vacation.
I'm going skiing.
Okay.
I'll tell you where, but I'm going skiing.
You've got that. What I read about that. Was it Bama Jam 2012 that you're headlining that deal?
That thing's awesome.
That sounds like a big old party.
Redneck fest.
I think you said something about burning the joint down.
It's a blast, man. I love the South, man. It's just such good, real people, and not very different from Michigan.
Yeah,
at all.
Your
From the
record
Midwest.
sales by region, though, you must do well in the South.
Straight up and down. Midwest, South, yeah, that's my bread and butter. But we're actually really doing good in California now, which is weird. We sold out Irvine and sold out San Jose last tour, and places where, I remember playing San Jose back in the day, like in the arena, doing like 3,000 people, not 5 or 6 years ago, and just being like, whatever, screw this spot. Being all angry about it because you can't sell the tickets. Like, these people suck up here, man. Pisses you off. You're like, well, maybe they just don't like your tune. You're like, whatever. They suck, not me.
Is it hard to do the show when there's a lot of empty seats?
Actually, those I think have some of my better shows because I get angry. I go out there and I give, if there's possible to give any more than I give it a show, I give 150%.
So you want to?
Because I'm going to show these 3,000 that showed up, so they go tell all their buddies, boy, you missed it.
The funny thing is, those are the people who really are your fans. So you're really showing them.
Yeah, I'm shoving it right down their throat.
Yeah, right. You send them out there and they go up to that friend that can't sit down and they're like, oh, man, you missed. Yeah, right. Yeah. You always say that, man.
Yeah, but sometimes nowadays, if you have a show that's not doing well, they paper it. They just give the tickets away.
Yeah.
So then you get a bunch of people in there. They're just like, they're just there because.
Yeah.
Dude, you get free tickets to Kid Rock. You're like, want to go? Like, I don't know.
They'll leave after 3 songs or something.
Right.
Isn't that funny how people are, though, the demographics of where you're successful and where you aren't and why that is? And it's just almost comical, isn't it? What drives people and why they like something or they don't. Or
you got people sitting around adding it all up on paper somewhere.
Yeah. It's just also bizarre.
Even with the radio. Look how they program stations. It's like, you're like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Just let the DJ play a couple of jams and see if people like them. We don't got to calculate it all out. It's music, man.
And talking about California, you have a place in Malibu, right?
Mhm.
And what's that like? That sounds. I mean, is that if you were to walk up and down that beach, is it a who's who of celebrities back and forth?
Yeah, it can be. It can be a pretty big poop show.
Is that right? Like Bogan and
Well, you know,
carrying on?
Chelly's out there.
Chelly's out
and we
there.
got some good buddies out there.
Yeah.
You know, I've met some good people out there. So, you know, after my marriage debauchery, I already had this place that I had. So I just kept it, you know. It's not worth selling now. And I don't know if I would. It's cool to go out there. You know, I got to do a lot of work in California. That's where a lot of the business is.
Yeah.
So it's cool to have a spot with a couple hats and, you know. I've enjoyed it, actually. It's been fun. But,
Gotta be nice out there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful on the water.
If you can get past, you know, there's yeah. I mean, sometimes you just got to bite your lip. I've met a lot of cool people out there. You know, it's fun having a bunch of these celebrities for neighbors that you hang out with. You know, that can be fun. I'll just have these dinners out there, and my goal will be like, let me see like how many people I can get up here just from different walks of celebrityism.
Yeah, yeah.
And just get this whole room from like, you know, the biggest actors to the, you know, dirtiest porn stars to, you know, the craziest musicians to just, you know, this whole conglomerate of just, you know, freak show. And it's a blast.
Do you have problems with people who know you live there and when you're not there that much? And
No
problems.
No problems.
Everyone wants to know about this Metallica show. We've had a few people call and a few notes passed. The 30th anniversary.
Yep.
How'd that go?
Well, Turn the Page was the wrong key for me to start.
Okay, not so good.
Yeah, it was what it was, you know. I mean, you know, Lars called me last minute because I was going to be up there doing something, asked me to do it. It was just tough to be stuck in that group with like, you know, King Diamond and all these, you know, metal gods. And it's like, and we got Kid Rock. People are like, oh. I mean, I had a blast. It was great hanging out with those guys and catching up with a lot of people. And, you know, it was what it was. It was one of the moments. I went out and did it. And, you know, I think some people didn't like it. Some did. But that's
funny.
what you get when you get Kid Rock. He's could be great, could be bad. But it's going to be live. It's going to be me.
You know, this digital thing, in fact, I was reading about Rolling Stone is talking about the end of CD sales and people, I don't know if I believe that or not, but if CD sales are coming to an end and you're not digital, then how do we get our Kid Rock music in 2 years?
I just emailed to you for free. I'm going to fire Napster back up. I thought that thing was great.
Napster.
You know, I just thought it was great when people figured out how to steal. You know, the record companies have been stealing from the artists for years. I mean, look at the old Black Blues artists and stuff and just the pillaging that went on there. So when they asked me actually to stick up, you know, you have to stick up for, you know, musicians and their music rights. And I talked about it and I was like, wait a minute, the record company's been stealing for the artists for years. Now someone figured out how to steal from the record company. I'm like, I love this. Like, this is great. Steal from the record company all you want. Just, you know, I'll charge you a couple bucks to come see me live and I'm cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, the reality is we'll probably be digital next year.
Oh, okay.
I've proven my point. Sold 5 million records without iTunes when they said you couldn't do it. We have the greatest ad that we couldn't put out anywhere. It was for the Born Free Platinum ad for all the trade magazines. And we took this girl who was snorting a line of cocaine off a cutting board. It's a stock picture. And we replaced the cutting board with a vinyl record of Born Free. And it said, you can't do this with an MP3. the platinum record, Born Free, not available on iTunes. I thought it was the greatest ad in the world. And everyone's like, you can't do that. I'm like, what? It's not politically correct to have fun anymore. I'm like, God, everyone lighten up.
What a bunch of fuddy-duddies, man. It's a record business.
That's the
Jeez.
iTunes story, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's hilarious, though.
You know,
I should just leak it out, put it out. So we can do that nowadays, right? Leak it. I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that recorded the song, but somehow it got out.
I know.
I think I asked you about this before, and I'm trying to remember what you said, but there's somebody who approximates, for example, all summer long, does a version sounds just like you, the band sounds just like your band.
Sold 1 million of them.
Exactly. Who are these people?
I don't know, but they got a little walking around money now.
Like Kid Rock, KIDDROCKE or something. I mean,
yeah, they do some little thing like that, and you know, whatever. It's cool. I mean, it's funny when Born Free came out. You know, people tell me that aren't really in music, like some sports guys. I know this, and they're like, "Yeah, I downloaded that tune today." I think David Wells did one time when he was doing an interview for me for baseball or something. He's like, "Yeah, that sounds really cool. That new one, I downloaded it today." I'm like, from iTunes. I'm like, no, you didn't. And to like start the interview over, he's download iTunes. I'm like, no, you didn't. He's like looking around the room. So I'm like, it's called Google, Dave. You want to use it once in a while.
So he got someone's version of Born Free, but not the other version. Wow.
If you have the publishing rights, though, do you?
Yeah, I still get paid on it for the writers share.
Weird, yeah.
So it's really it doesn't bother you.
No, I don't care. I'm doing all right, man.
You should care, but why bother?
Somebody, I'm the one not on there. So if someone does a version that sells a bunch of them, good for them, man. They're thinking ahead. Welcome to America.
So when you found out about it, was it when you started getting publishing checks, or I'm sure somebody probably told you about it before
Well,
that?
all summer long was split, 3 ways between me, the Leonard Skinner estate, and the Warren Zavon estate. So, those are, even though they were small, they were very big because it was a worldwide hit. Born Free, me and Marlon wrote that. So, yeah, I mean, I honestly don't really see the checks anymore. Does that sound terrible?
Wow.
Sounds pretty sweet. I don't know.
How'd this record, Born Free, sell compared to?
It's over 1 million.
Wow.
In this day and age, without a huge radio song, they tell me it's pretty good.
Well, yeah, it seems like there's a certain point at which, I don't care who it is, even Van Halen seems to reach, although, yeah, a great record now. I mean, that record's doing very well. But
no, I mean, the day will be there one day where you just don't. But then, you look at Bob Seger's last album, sold 1 million copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just, I don't know what it is, but you just try to do the best you can, I guess.
First of all, not very many people are selling many CDs, period. And not very many 41-year-old people selling CDs.
There's not many people selling platinum records, period.
No.
To sell 1 million records in this day and age it's not like it was 10 years ago, when we sold 12 million copies of Devil Without a Cause, had a bunch of hits, but that's like, they equal like All Summer Long, a hit like that with Rock and Roll Jesus that we sold, over 3 million copies in America, that probably would have been equal to about 7 back in the day.
Kid Rock. Rock and Roll Jesus. Available everywhere. Music is sold.
Larry!
Oh, my God.
So, Chris Rock, tell me about your marriage to Louis Anderson.
Oh, God, that guy was a ball just for that reason.
Riot.
God, I so miss Larry King. I mean, it's just not the same with Piers Morgan. It's like, get this guy out, bring Larry King back, please.
Definitely. Oh, my God.
Larry King was great.
Oh,
were you in there live?
We laughed so hard with you.
How much fun was that?
It was hysterical. You know what was even more funny was the build up to it. We did this article for Rolling Stone, and we kind of talked about it. We joked about things like that, like his questions were going to be. So, Chris Rock, tell me about your marriage to Louis Anderson. You knew he was going to get some stuff, because he's literally got someone. He used to have someone just feeding in his ear, and he would just show up. Yeah. And then, someone would be asking him the questions, be like, yeah, Kid rocked and rolled. Which made it even more entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
You are a home person, though, it looks like. I mean, for all this swinging wild life, you spend a lot of time at home, I would bet.
You said swinging.
Well, you don't say that anymore. Guys, help me.
I'm just messing with you. No, and I love being at home. I love to entertain in all sense of the world. I don't think there's anything better I could find to spend my money on than creating like something that other people can enjoy too, that I can spend time with them, whether it's family, friends, whatever, Swinging.
That's what's so great with Larry. A lot of people, they know Larry's like this, but they don't say anything. It was so funny because you were calling him out on this stuff, and it wasn't damaging him. I mean, it was going right over his head.
We were having fun.
At home, we were having a ball. And you started on the cup and the wings and all that. I mean, he got some of that all screwed up and in the years and all that. It was just comical as hell because
he told me he was watching a baseball game in between like the commercials, so it's a little uncomfortable. Usually people talk to you in between, like we go out and have a smoke and we're shooting the breeze, like this. He just like sits back and he's watching this game, and so I'm kind of sitting there uncomfortable, like kind of looking around, like dying for a smoke, like, all right, and then he just says one thing, he goes, "You're good." I was like, "Thanks." He goes, "You ever think about hosting this show?" And I was like, "I don't know, what's it pay?" He goes, "You remind me of my favorite guest, Frank." And he's like, "You still watch this game?" I'm like, "Yeah, Frank." And I'm like, "Frank who?" He's like, "Sinatra." I'm like, "Man, you're old."
Sinatra.
Yeah, it was kind of a trip, right?
Oh, Larry.
Wanted me to host your show? Can you imagine me hosting?
How serious is it with the kid?
How in the world would you have time to do that? I think it'd be a pretty significant pay cut.
I'd step in for a night and do it just to have, just
yeah.
for the fun.
It'd be hilarious.
Why not?
Yeah.
All right, it's 10:28, and we've eaten up a lot of your time
Yeah,
today.
I
We
gotta-
sure appreciate it, man.
I got to get out and get Cracker set up for rehearsal. He's heading out on tour.
Yeah,
Well, kid, thanks a million, and we'll make sure everybody knows to watch PBS tonight at 10, and the DSO tickets are on sale Saturday. We'll cover all that stuff, but just want to thank you for coming by, man. It's great.
Been too long, man. Great to come down.
Yeah, please.